Mm, 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 mm. All right, is it? No, it's not it. Okay, this is it. All right, welcome to the room. Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Marie. So, we're gonna be talking about Baby Jah today. I was going to talk about something else, but I felt like this was more important. This was more impactful to break down. So I'm just seeing if anyone else is coming in, and y'all know I like to start damn near as soon as I get in here. But good morning, good morning, good morning. If you are here for the first time, I do commentary. I like to analyze, break down things about what's going on with the cult. I will be showing clips today. TC, welcome. Lady Leo, hi. Hi, y'all. I hope your week is going well. And we about to get into it. All right. Let's see. So I'm gonna set you up for this clip right now. I'm sure many of you have seen it. It is Black Velvet having a conversation with True, aka Ace, real name Aaron. And I want y'all to kind of okay, first let me just say, who has seen it? Who has seen it? Because that's what we're getting ready to show today. And shout out to Logos, who recorded this. And okay, you missed it. All right, so I'm going to play it for you, and we're going to break it down, Lady Leo. And it was I think Immortal Karma or Karma. Oh, I can't even pronounce it. She'll say it in the video though. To the women who came up and addressed True, shout out to y'all. All right, let me. Oops, wrong one. Share my screen. All right. So I'm not doing anything. Okay, here we go. There. So you're going to see True or having a conversation with Black Velvet from Bigo, and it is going nowhere. But the issue of Baby Jah comes up, and oh my goodness, you're not going to believe this. And then I'm going to show you guys. You're not going to believe what he says, but then I'm going to show you some of what this child has been going through since conception. The parents, as the child is in the womb. Just take a look. Listen to this, y'all.
What you feel? I just don't understand how a government organization has not reached the conclusion that you've reached. Now, mind you, we haven't been investigated just by the CPS of DeKalb County. There's been multiple investigations of CPS, and they've all reached the same conclusion.
Again,
Immortal, hop in the queue. Immortal, hop in the queue.
When a CPS worker walks into a home where the home is clean from the rooter to the tutor, as the old folks
and we
say,
see that he makes y'all clean like slaves.
You know, you guys live in your environment. Your from the rooter to the tutor. From the rooter to the tutor, yes.
From the top to the bottom. From the top to the bottom. We know
from the top to the bottom.
All right.
We know that the house has been scrubbed. We know that the house is clean because we see him making the women do it. We see it. That's what she means by that. Y'all play your bells. 1,500 people in the room. Play your bells. Play your bells. Play your bells.
Even when you guys were living in Puerto Rico, and the men were living in the what looked like a garage, even that was clean. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when a worker walks into an environment, they are trained by the eye to pick up on little things. They look for squalor and filth, and they look to make sure that the child has their own play area. And I'm going to tell you one thing that a CPS worker looks for is if the child has toys.
Right.
That is a sign. It's not something that you should lose your child for, but this is something that they look for to build. Does this child have toys? Does this child? Yes.
And does he have his own bed? Thank you.
Wait, so having toys, that's a sign of. So if they do have toys, that means you're a good parent. If they don't, it means
no. That's not what I'm saying.
No,
what I'm saying is it's a red flag.
Oh, okay.
It is a red. It's a red flag.
If they don't have toys, it's a red flag.
It is a red. No, yes.
Okay, True, let me ask you this. True, let me ask you this. Where does Baby Jahumi sleep? Does he have his own bed?
Of course.
Does he sleep in a room with you? Does he sleep in a room with Sheba? Does he sleep in a room with Nature Boy?
He sleeps with me. He's always with me.
And does he have a bed? Does he sleep on a pallet? Is it a pillow? What's the sleeping situation?
Oh, yeah, we sleep on the bed. We sleep on the pallet, anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
And do you not feel that it's crucial for Sheba to play a part in her own son's life? And do you feel like that will help or hinder his development?
Now, what makes you think she doesn't?
Because we always see her with him, with 3.
But what you don't see? What don't you see?
Well, True, just to be honest, we haven't seen Nature Boy go live from sun up to sundown. And the women are always surrounding him, attending to his every need. So when we see it on those days, we know that Sheba has probably given Jahumi.
I be thinking my mic is unmuted and I be sitting up here talking to y'all. Y'all can't hear shit I'm saying. I said, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So when is she spending time with her son?
So we can't do it without y'all people. We really can't. So thank you so much.
You don't have to be with your child 24 hours a day.
No, you don't. But
I don't see it.
Sheba is currently taking better care of Nature Boy than she is Jahumi.
That's Scorpio, from your perspective.
Immortals, raise your hands so I can see you. Scorpio, I'm gonna let Immortals come up real quick.
And Scorpio, that's your perspective from what you've seen.
It is.
And why has CPS not reached that same conclusion?
I don't see you in here.
Because the system is flawed.
So CPS is flawed and everybody else in the chat is flawless.
No, I'm not saying that.
You're not flawless.
I can say I'm not flawless, but I am a present parent. I am a present parent who tends to my children.
Hold on, wait. If you're not flawless, then that means that there's a possibility that you could also be flawed just as much as CPS.
I'm definitely a flawed individual.
Okay, so
definitely.
Then there should be a room for error in your judgment. But the way you're presenting and asserting yourself is as if you know the absolute truth.
I'm only speaking based on what I've seen with my eyes.
Right, but listen though, we know that the eyes can be misled.
No.
And they can be
if I saw a video of Nature Boy telling Aya to slap Fufu, there is no state of illusion about that. That's
not true.
That is no state of illusion about that.
I'm gonna tell you how that's not true. If
I'm gonna
tell you how it's not true.
Play your bells, y'all. The room hot. Play the bells. Play the bells.
I'm gonna tell you how that's not true.
Wait a minute now.
Like we said before,
you like me. You really like me.
And the activities y'all have seen.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Are skits.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
So that we can pull people towards the teachings and the knowledge at the root of what we are.
What's funny about a skit about women slapping each other? What's
Velvet,
funny about
Velvet,
that?
Please, Velvet, please allow me to finish, and I promise it's going to answer your question before you ask it. The scenes and the skit, they're eccentric, they're wild, they're outlandish because we know that it's going to capture people's attention to pull them into the knowledge. And if you were to study acting, you can create a slap without slapping somebody to the degree that it appears online.
True.
Don't
play in my face.
You can say that I'm playing in your face, but you can say that I'm playing in your face, but it works. Look at the amount of attention that we have. It works.
You have a lot. Listen,
people are
attracted. Queen B, we have to wrap this up. If you want to hop in the queue and ask
man, Scorpio's dope. I really want to talk to her because she's sparking a lot of points. I really just allow her to be up here like 5 more minutes.
My thing is true is people are attracted to drama. People are attracted to drama more than they are attracted to negative, more than they are attracted to positive. I get that.
Thank you, Scorpio. Thank you.
However, Nature Boy has always.
I'm sorry, you guys. I normally stop way a long time ago. I had to take a call. But thus far, you see they're asking questions about the well-being of the child, about Jahumi. They're one woman is telling you what the procedures could possibly be, all of these things. And it gets really deep as we go along. I want to say before I keep going, I want to say hey to everybody. Okay. Ivy, what's up? Mo Light, what's up? Big O, how are you? Summer Days, I saw you first. I saw you. Let's see. Prayers for Jahumi that's a fact. To be removed and placed with love and care. Placed with people who are sane and have sense. Who made you know what, Big O. I received my response from the case I filed in. Okay. So what was your response? They have not found any reasons for what? Y'all, I'm gonna put this up. This breaks my heart. They have not found any reasons for Jahumi to be removed, but his parents could benefit from parental counseling. Molite. Okay, so this clip today, I hope that changes. And I think they should continue to go live, continue talking, continue doing what they do. Because this live with Black Velvet may cause, I don't know, some concern. Ivy says, hey. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna play it, y'all. I'm gonna play some more.
Had a large following, and he has always had the reputation of being violent, aggressive, and abusive. Why would you then perpetuate the cycle through quote unquote skits and acting? If I was a hoe, if somebody accused me,
All right, I'm gonna fast forward it a little bit after what I the comment I make, or this statement. And I hope, I'm going to open a panel, because I do want people to come up and discuss what is happening, what they know. Thank you, Mo Light, for even attempting to report what you see. So first of all, we know that Alicia is in hot water due to all of the members who have come out and say, yes, he abused me. Yes, I watched him abuse others. There are recordings of women saying, no, this is not a place for children, because he abuses people in front of the children. Right? So, is it then possible, Mo Light, that due to the nature or the progression of these accusations, and they could form into charges, and if he is charged and found and convicted of these atrocities that he's committed to these people in front of the child, is it possible? And then a lot of what we see on the videos, is it possible that they could now open up a case in that respect? There's something that's happened to the child, and the child may need some further, more investigation needs to go into finding out what the well-being is of this child in the cult. They're getting ready to also lose housing in Georgia. The lease will be up. Does that also play a role? These are questions to consider.
Being a hoe, I'm not going to go out there and actually be a hoe just to drive a point. That's stupid.
Right.
No, it's no. What I'm saying to you, Scorpio, is that on the other side, watching the world's reaction to what we're doing, it's fun.
Oh, you pick and choose like the slave masters did.
No. It's only
okay.
It's only certain things in the Bible that are relevant to the age that we're living in.
Child, look, bye.
Exactly.
Okay, I thought I got kicked out of the room. Am I still in? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
2 hours later. Give me 1 second. 2 hours later.
Give me 1 second. I got it. Hold on. Somebody tried to call me.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out why do they reference the Bible as if that's bond? Okay, the Bible is a book of parables. Okay, it is just that. It is not the end all of end all. People that bled just like me and you wrote that Bible. Let me finish. Jesus was just a prophet at that time. Okay, when he was walking the earth, there were not that many people on the planet. So he was considered a guru, just like Sanguru. So they revered him. But there's nothing in that Bible that ever said that Jesus hit, abused, molested anybody. So don't ever try to compare your perverted God to what's written in that book. I don't necessarily believe in the Bible, but y'all always want to reference it when it's convenient for you. Y'all cultural appropriate everything. 1 minute you're Indian, 1 minute you're Native American, 1 minute you're Christ. What the fuck are y'all? You're delusional. You're mentally ill. Y'all are mentally ill, bro. And if you actually live by the Bible, none of that bullshit will be going on in the house, Aaron Dixon. What are you talking about? Stop picking and choosing certain verses to validate your point. You sound stupid. Stop abusing those women.
Okay.
I mean, how many ex-members have already spoke out against you? Okay? Y'all are lying. You're not actors. You're not actors. We have seen the black eyes. Yes. We have seen Malia's breast being bit off, and Nature Boy in the background applauding it and instigating the shit. He instigates violence. I don't recall Jesus doing that.
No.
I don't recall Saint Guru doing that. I don't recall any Indian gurus doing that. I don't recall any Native American guru masters doing that. Trust me, because I have Native American in my blood. So don't even go there. Okay? And I've been following Saint Guru for 10, 15 years. So don't try that. Your master is a sexual deviant.
Yes.
And all of y'all are sick. So don't reference anything quote unquote holy and make it seem like that applies to that man that's behind bars.
That's
okay?
Right.
It's
okay?
It's
Kai
Matthew.
has already told us that he sat and watched Nature Boy kick Malia in her stomach several times.
Thank y'all so much.
Many people that have not been in that cult for years, Aaron Dixon, are coming up and they're starting to speak. Do you watch the news, boo? Do you watch the news?
Not really.
Oh, well, you should watch it because there's a whole lot of members speaking up.
Yes.
And they're all saying the same thing.
Yes.
Notice, welcome, more beer. Notice he says, when she asks, do you watch the news? He responds by saying, not really. We know that is not true because he has bragged to Eligio. He's even going to say in this video that they do what they do to get attention. And now the attention is not just on these social media platforms. It is now on news, on the local news in Georgia, I think even possibly the national news. That is his comment. But he doesn't watch it really, not really. Pay attention. She brings this, the woman who's speaking brings up so many amazing points as to what is wrong with what is going on. If you want to check out more of the callers who come in, because they give it to them hard, please go to Logo's channel and watch their video for sure. I'm gonna skip a little more ahead to when they start talking about Jahumi. My apologies if you see me going back and forth. I'm trying to find it. What? It made national news? Oh, yeah. See what I'm saying? So, it's a possibility that things could work out for Jahumi in this situation. More beer. I hope she comes as well. There is a woman who says she has a law degree. I believe her. And I think she is a practicing, I don't know if she's a practicing attorney or not, a lawyer or not, but she is breaking it down from a legal standpoint, how much time that Eligio could possibly receive. And so I would love to hear what she has to say when it comes to the welfare of the child if she comes. Okay, let me find the part I want y'all to hear.
I'm talking about members that was there before you, bro. I'm talking about members that was there.
I don't keep track of it. I don't know.
Has he ever? Is that
but
like?
But you're not understanding. He's not. He's. I think what's more important is what I.
And the white man's fucking nightmare. An educated black man. That's what I'm raising my.
Maybe I hope God is still in the chat, but I'm gonna put it in the chat where Jesus was referred to as he was accused of being a demon. It's Matthew 12 verse 22 through 24.
What is it gonna take to get through to y'all? That's what I want to know. True. What's gonna be the breaking point for you to leave, sir? What's gonna be the breaking point for you to look his shit and say something about this shit ain't right?
If that was actually happening, then I would have reached that conclusion a long time ago. But
that's why I asked, what's the breaking point? What's the breaking point?
The thing about it is that there's not going to be a breaking point because what you think is going on isn't happening. Break what? Also at this point, there can't possibly be any more hostage accusations because this would be a great time to leave if there was a hostage situation.
So if Malia wanted to walk out the door right now, would you all stop her?
No. No. No.
So what would it take for Malia to walk out? If Malia wanted to leave right now, and we had somebody that was able to come pick her up from the door on live right now, would she be able to leave?
Yeah, I mean, if she wanted to leave, all she would need is hands and feet, which she has both of.
What's your question or comment, Terry?
I have two questions. Yeah. I have two questions. Is it true that you guys are raising Ja to be a servant to Nature's Boy's future kids?
Yes.
And then the second question I have, okay, why
let him answer that? What did you say? True?
Yes.
You are raising Ja to be a servant to Nature Boy's children.
Yes.
Thank you, Terry. I just want to make sure everybody heard that. He said, and I quote True, if I'm wrong at any point, please tell me.
It's Ace now. It's Ace now.
Ace.
It's right there.
Ace.
It's right there.
You are raising your son, Jahumi, to be the servant of Nature Boy, correct?
Yes.
And these are your words, correct?
Yeah, because I'm a servant as well.
And nobody forced you to say that, right?
No, of course not.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. If y'all want to hop the line in the queue, make sure you send a gift. Everybody ring your bells, ring your bells, ring your bells. I hope y'all all getting this.
It is. You know what's strange to me? If I said I was raising him to be an NBA player, nobody would say anything.
I got a problem with that because my son is a bona fide nerd, and I'm raising him to be a good, honorable husband, son to me, husband to some woman, and a good father to his children. That's what I'm raising my son to be. And not saying
how can a woman,
a good citizen, and a fucking awesome adult, and the white man's fucking nightmare, an educated black man. That's what I'm raising my son to be.
But how can a woman raise a man?
What you mean? For that, then I am the queen of fucking England.
You actually.
Did y'all hear that question? What's up? What's up, K-Pow? Kai-Pow. Did y'all hear the question? Grand Rising Maybach, how are you? He said, how can a woman raise a child, a boy to be a man? The reason I want you guys to pay attention to that is because, matter of fact, let me get the video for y'all. Let me get the video. He believes, right, based on Eligio's teachings, that only a man can raise a boy to be a man. Only a man. Oh Lord, Kayla Reed is out. Oh God, I'm not touching on that. Apparently Kayla Reed is doing something. So let me go to okay. I want to show you what this man who says only a man can raise a child to be a man. Only a man can raise a child to be a man. Y'all tell me what this looks like. Where is it? Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. Shout out to the T for this particular clip. I'm sure other people have this clip, but I'm just getting it from the T. Please go subscribe. Let me stop sharing. Right there. This is what Eligio has taught True, Aaron, True, what he says name is, an Ace. A man, only a man can raise a boy to be a man. Mind you, Eligio calls these men his children. So now you're telling me that a child, someone in a child state of mind, can raise this child to be a man, right? Look at him. Look at this baby. Look at this baby boy. Now,
I serviced y'all. I taught you all that I could teach you for 6 years. Now you owe me. Get it? There's no more teaching you about your demons. You better be able to catch your demons right now. I've had many meetings, real nigga moments. I've had Dr. Bishop, all of that shit, helping you motherfuckers get used to your own demons. Now I'm gonna throw you in the fucking water. Now you're gonna have to swim. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Y'all gonna be put under pressure. And we'll see who really was keeping the knowledge.
The baby his legs are tired. He's yawning because he's sleepy or bored. And you see what this so-called man who only can raise a boy to be a man does? He motions for him to get up, sit up, and listen to another man. That literally defies all of what Eligio teaches. Black men, right? According to him, black men should not listen to anyone. Black men should lead, not follow. But here you have this boy preparing to be a black man who will, according to True's own statements, according to Aaron's own statements, will be serving another man. I'm going to put this up for you, Kai Pao. Right there. Aaron is not a man at all. Exactly, folklore. Exactly. Welcome everyone to the chat who is new to my channel. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And everyone in the comment, everyone who is watching, the viewers, please hit the like button. It helps my algorithm. And it lets me know that you guys enjoy the content. All right. Let's continue.
Okay. Who's that side? It all stopped working. Y'all not on point. Y'all feel that? I feel that. What you saying? Look at him. Make him a priority. Because if it was my son, I'll pay attention way more. But I would never put him before me. You're loyal. You're loyal. You'll put anything before me.
I let anybody. I cut my damn hand off and nigga play it. Use my phone with my left hand.
Well, shit, I already know. I know you. I mean more than you than your own life. Yeah. I can feel that. Yeah. Okay.
You tell me if somebody is fit to lead, if another man, thank you, Kai Pao, if another man, shout out to the T for that, shout out to everyone, I mean every channel holder who continues to put in the work, to share. He said yes, he would give up his life for another man. What in the world? How is that training a boy to be a man? He told this man, make him a priority, but not before me. And the father, who's supposed to be raising this boy to be a man, said, yes, sir. Yes, that's right. What is the objective for a man when it comes to raising a boy? There are men in the chat right now. What is the objective? What is the purpose? What is manhood? Because I know women. I see women every day raising their sons to be strong, protective, knowledgeable, honorable men. And the only way you can protect the ones you love is you have to put them before anyone. Anyone. There are men who have put their own lives at risk for their children. You want to know why? Because that is a part of the legacy of being a strong, good man. Animals do it all the time, and we're supposed to be superior to those animals. They protect their young at all costs. Yes, he did, Kai Pao. Thank you, Ivy. Please subscribe, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate all of this. I'm gonna open up the lines for a few seconds before I go and play the next clip. You know how I get down. All are welcome to come up. We're not gonna, it's gonna be a quick thoughts if you have them, so that we can keep this going. But I would love to hear what some of you have to say. What else? I want to hear what you have to say. If you are part of Carbonation and you are watching this, I urge you to come up and share. Yes, I'm going to try and convince you otherwise, but I urge you to come up and share. If you can, please share this video with any of them. Maybe they'll come up and talk to us today. Maybe. All right, let me drop this invite. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot raise a child while being raised by someone else. And that is where neglect comes into play. He has already admitted to this man and already admitted on live that his child is not his priority, his main priority. And you believe that only men can take care of children, so therefore the women are not supposed to be taking care of them, right? The men are, and the man who's supposed to be taking care of him is taking care of another man. So who's taking care of the child? Who's taking care of the child? All right. I'm going to show y'all another clip. Let me drop that one down. Here are the interactions. Oh, here we go. Let's see. There was a clip where Jahumi walked right by when he was unclothed. I'm trying to find that video. Oh, who's the others me? All right, you guys. See, this is the this was the clip right here where they went into the house. Let me show y'all. So I've got my essay written. I'm going to fast forward it to the part that's important, that's relevant to this particular live. And I've been working on it for about a week. So now I'm going to show you how I use Grammarly to...
What you're doing is...
Shout out to the channel holder.
And they come in...
Sasha forgot.
I mean...
Where is it?
I don't know what else.
Yeah. No, turn your body in. Yeah. You don't know how to give a proper hug? How you doing? Yeah. No, turn your body in. Yeah. You don't know how to give a proper hug? Oh, no. You don't hug like this. That's giving me your hip. Okay. Turn your body in. Okay. And give me a hug. That's how you hug, baby. Okay? You don't have to press your penis. That's homosexual. But if you want to, that's fine too. I'm not a homosexual, but I'm comfortable with my man. Okay. Ah, my babies. Come on.
My babies. Hey, Noel, my babies. That's what he's calling them, my babies. Don't be shy, y'all. Let some of the needle. All thoughts, comments, and questions are respected. Absolutely. Listen. I need to know that I'm not the only one who is seeing something wrong, and maybe that there is a case to be had, or maybe there's somebody who might be able to explain why not. Anetta, oh, I feel like I always get this wrong. How are you? I'm sorry, I always get your name wrong. Annette, I feel like it is. Noel. I had to stop watching because it used to break my heart. Right. Sometimes you gotta release. Absolutely. Absolutely. And do it. Recharge. Come on up. Listen, y'all. Come on up. I need one person to come up. You can come up for 3 minutes if you want to just share your thoughts and then drop back down. Come on up. Share your how do you feel about this situation? This is not the channel for, only content. This is a channel for discussion. Let's break this down. Ivy.
What up, boo? How you doing?
How are you this morning? Oh, it's morning for me.
Huh?
It's morning for me. I know for some people it's not morning.
Oh yeah, it's morning for me too. I had my coffee so I can talk today. And and everybody want to be shy. That's all right, y'all. Okay, that's okay. I'm not going to be mad at y'all today. So I said, let me at least come in and add my a quick thought, I guess, about the situation. I mean, I would have loved somebody to come up who does have more of a thorough understanding on maybe some background in child protective services. I don't. So I don't know where the outcome would be for Jahumi. I could say that with confidence. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming, so this is all left to assumption, that they're looking at them as victims. I'm talking about the parents, right? They're looking at them as victims right now. So they're giving them room right now, I'm guessing, to do what they need to do as parents. But I mean, I'm guessing that that doesn't mean there isn't a eye on the situation as it plays out. They're making it worse for themselves as they broadcast their cult online. I mean, over, not online, but rather in public, in news and things of that nature. So this can get really interesting as it grows. Right. So they can very likely go from that victim category to being the kind of parents that possibly may not be able to raise them. And then the Child Protective Services will step in. But as far as I know, in past experiences and watching others go through the process, and having had ACS called on me by a toxic ex-husband, was that, I mean, they just want to make sure that the children have what they need to strive, which is, cleanliness, food, a play area. They also watch and see if they are striving, and that would be, they would look for cues in their mannerisms, whether they're happy, whether they're playful, whether they're talkative. In child abuse, typically there are signs that the Child Protective Services is looking for, whether they are too bashful to speak, how they are in terms of whether they're showing any antisocial behaviors and things of that nature. So, I mean, I'm guessing at this point, Jahumi does not show those patterns right now. So that doesn't mean there isn't an open investigation. Those things stay open for a while. The way they work is, even if they say, okay, all the checkpoints are listed here and everything looks good on our end, we still have to keep the case open for whatever amount of time. And then a worker comes out and keep checking and checking and checking for a little while before they find that they could close their investigation. So yes, that's how that works. So they're not they're not the FBI, they're not the law enforcement. They work according to their own rules and regulations and how they work. But as time goes on, that can change depending on the outcome of this case.
That's right. And I think it will change as things progress. I want to thank you for that, Ivy.
No problem.
I want to read something for you guys. And this is from the U.S. Department of Justice, okay? Office of Justice Programs right here. As you can see, child abuse in cults. Child abuse in cults. Based on, and this is an annotation, this is not a full document. So you'll see that what is called the annotation and abstract, meaning that there's a larger piece of work, body of work, that this is coming from. And so it says, based on interviews and conversations with hundreds of cult members and their families over a number of years, this paper identifies patterns of child abuse in these cults and suggests ways to counter it. The cults are totalitarian pseudo-religious groups governed by religious principles formulated to suit the plans of the cult leader. Cult leaders demand absolute obedience and acceptance of their leadership. Cult leaders foster the isolation of cult members from larger society by prohibiting children's attendance at public schools and the use of medical services outside the cult. Isolated from the influence of ideas, values, and morals of mainstream society, cult members are vulnerable to mind and behavioral control by the cult leader. The cult leader's obsession with obedience and behavioral control is particularly manifested in the treatment of children. Brutal corporate punishment of children and common and normal parental nurturing and bonding is discouraged because it threatens bonding to the cult leader. We've heard this man say straight out of his own mouth, tend to the child, but not before me. Other documented physical and psychological abuse in cults include incest. We know this is one. Starvation, denial of medical care, and emotional deprivation. 47 states still exempt religious group from child abuse regulations. No parent should be exempt from the legal responsibility. I guess this is the argument in the piece. The responsibility to seek medical care for his or her child, and children's civil rights should have priority over parents. This is a clearly a an argumentative piece, but there are facts here in this abstract. Let me find a little bit more for you guys. What do you think about this, Ivy?
Yeah, all of that is absolutely, yeah. It's interesting that you brought that up, and I'm glad that you did, because the way the narcissistic cult leader operates is they do demand complete loyalty of the members. They also teach that you have to separate your emotions from the children. So when you think about some radical cults that has been documented in the past, the children, they implore that the children does not be an extension of you, but you have to be the extension of the narcissist cult leader. So everyone is at their beck and call. Everyone is there to serve the cult leader. So they do, all of that is part of the indoctrination, as we spoke about before. It's part of the indoctrination. They do heavy um, practices, conversations, long practices on child rearing. It'd be a long conversations about child rearing and how you should raise the children in the home. And the first part of that conversation would be to separate your emotions from the child. They don't want the parents to build an emotional bond towards the child. So in a lot of cases, the boys are separated from the mothers, right? And then the girls are supposed to be taught in ways of submissiveness, according to the women, right? So that it keeps a structure surrounding the cult, the narcissistic cult member. And that could go on for a very long time. The part that gets very murky when it comes to the Child Protective Services stepping in is if they say that they are a religious practice. The second they say they are a religious practice, it becomes very difficult for the Child Protective Services to work according to some of their laws, because they have to be mindful of that word religious practice, right? Some of these people say they rear their children according to the Bible, right? The spare the rod, spoil the child notion, right? And things of that nature. So some things that they do that might appear to us to be just too much for a child, and we say that they should step in and do something, the ACS workers say, well, we can't do nothing because this is a religious sect, and we can't really get involved because they're raising them according to their religious practice. So some of them might feel right now empowered, like these, not Jahumi, whatever his name is, he's not going anywhere, right? Because we stated that we're a religious practice. They're not going to say that out loud, but they probably stated that to the workers, the Child Protective Service workers. And then that bounds their hands a little bit, but that doesn't mean that won't change in the future.
Absolutely. Wow. I lost my clip. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm going to put it back up. Because we gotta finish what Black Velvet was attempting to do, and I think she did it successfully. She's tearing them apart. They don't have Eligio to shut them up anymore. So do you think they're going to dig a deeper hole because they don't have Nature Boy to kind of instruct or guide them to what to say?
Yeah, I think that's going to change over time. See, right. part of the indoctrination is the practice is done with, like you said in the article, it's totalitarian. So it's like they have to constantly teach them day and night, according to the narcissistic cult leader's practice. So when he's not there to implement his tools of manipulation, it does wake some of these people up. But when you think about other cult leaders, right, they still can wield a lot of power from behind bars, right? And depending on how strong their religious practice, so-called religious practice is, some of these cults follow these indoctrinations long after the cult leader's death, right? And it can still grow. So what I'm finding that the way they cope with him being gone, they just get 10 toes down in this so-called five sciences, or some of the things that he taught them. So they use that as the coping mechanism to kind of fight against the world that is coming at them left and right regarding their practices. And I want people to know that the more people challenge them, the more they get 10 toes down. The reason why is because he will prepare them for this. Don't be surprised if he said to them, we will be demonized by the world. And if I'm not here, you'll be even more demonized because people hate me. It's the them versus us concept of that indoctrination. So they were prepared for this emotionally, you know. A lot of people were saying that they want to stay there because they're lazy. No, they're not actually lazy. If you see what they do, they will cater to him hand and foot. Everybody has a role in these type of sex. That, you know, the cleaning, the cooking, and he gives everyone a role. It empowers them to feel like they belong to something, right? So they're not weak, or they're not lazy. But what they are is emotionally lazy. They would much rather fall deeper into the so-called practice than to have some kind of critical thought. You know, he told them, and we all heard it, one sound, one mind, right? But that was part of that indoctrination. He taught them to believe one sound, one mind. And anybody who would have had any type of critical thought would have been assaulted, or would have been shunned, or a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Right. So now we're at the cusp where a lot of them get closer, depending on how indoctrinated they were. So these are the ones who were there prior to his being arrested, and these were the most faithful anyway. So a lot of them will stick it out for the long run. But I'm guessing the ones who would probably get weaned away first would be the ones who wasn't really invested in the actual practice. I'm thinking the women. I mean, the men were devoted to the word, devoted to whatever, the five science or the teachings or the indoctrination. But the women were really there for his pleasure. Now, if he's not there to give pleasure, right, then what will be their purpose over a course of time? The cloud will start to clear away. The wool will start to be, removed from their eyes. And then they'll start to say, well, what am I here for? What is my purpose here? And yes, they might start to think differently or have that critical thought. And he's not there to manipulate them back into his indoctrination. So they could quite possibly leave before the men.
Absolutely. I think, and in the midst of that, I think, unfortunately, Jahumi is going to suffer the most, because although we would love to see the cult disbanded, that is his normal. And so everything that is transpiring now and behind the scenes that we don't see, I can guarantee you has disrupted his normal. There are people who are probably fighting over power. Who gets to be the spokesperson? Who gets to speak to Alicio during those meetings that he might call from in prison or in jail? Who gets to continue to manage the money? And so there's going to be a lot of chaos going on. And then they have to, put on face for each other, because they don't know. They believe Alicio is coming back very soon. He may or may not. We don't know. And so people are going to try to, form this appearance of dominance and loyalty. So they're going to go even harder to do things that they didn't never have the opportunity to do. And one of those things is more than likely proving that no one is above Eligio, including the child. Let me finish playing this video of Black Velvet. And again, shout out to Logos for sharing this.
And do you feel like it's gonna be disappointing us? It ain't gonna be none of that.
No, that's in addition to the things you just named. The things that you've named have already been performed,
but not by him. So
no,
that's what I'm saying.
What
is your God's miracle going to be?
Hey, do you see how your God? Do you see how your God was ripped away with you in a matter of seconds, or ripped away from you in a matter of seconds? As a lead adoption specialist in the state of Florida who has contact with authorities in Georgia, I promise within 2 weeks, your child's going to be ripped away from you too.
Not y'all remember this day? She said 2 weeks. What's
exactly.
Today?
Write it down, take a picture.
I promise you're going to lose that baby.
Lena,
and I promise you he's going to be raised by a family who is going to give him schooling and going to give him love. You are one sick individual.
What's today's
In
date?
hell you will wind up, my boy.
Lena, what's today's date?
Today is April 18th, Ace. Today is April 18th.
And 2 weeks is what?
I'm going to say within less than 2 weeks.
Okay, what date would you say? May what?
Give it by May 5th. He'll be gone.
Okay, May 5th. So
I'm already working on it.
Okay, so on May 6th.
Work on it, sis.
So
I'm working on it. I have every recording. I have enough information. I have people sending me stuff, and I've already been in contact with them.
Lena, so on May 6th, when I take a picture or do a video with my son,
I will send you $5,000 if it's not done, buddy.
Okay, all right. Well, you want to send it through Cash App?
Oh, I'll send you however you want it.
Right,
it's
so
going to be done.
Send your phone number to my inbox so I can call you.
Go ahead and do that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna call you on May 6th. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Piece of shit.
Sis, do your door deals. We are behind you 100%. Do what you feel like is necessary, sis.
I just want to say this last thing. Wishes upon you. Never allow that person to turn you into them. No matter what somebody does to you.
Okay, well, on Zoom, I saw an impromptu fellatio session in the backyard. Was Jahumi maybe in the kitchen or on the back porch?
What do you said? What?
You heard me.
No,
I said it was an impromptu on Zoom. It was an impromptu.
Good day of that.
I'd rather not, because that's irrelevant, and if
true. If I'm wrong at any point, please tell me.
It's Ace now. It's Ace now.
Ace.
It's right there.
Ace.
It's right there.
You are raising your son Jahumi to be the servant of Nature Boy, correct?
Yes.
And these are your words, correct?
Yeah, because I'm a servant as well.
And nobody forced you to say that, right?
No, of course not.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. If y'all want to hop the line in the queue, make sure you send a gift. Everybody, ring your bells, ring your bells, ring your bells. I hope y'all all getting this.
It is. You know what's strange to me? If I said I was raising him to be an NBA player, nobody would say anything.
I got a problem with that, because my son is a bona fide nerd, and I'm raising him to be a good, honorable husband, son to me, husband to some woman, and a good father to his children. That's what I'm raising my son to be. And not saying,
well, how can a woman,
a good citizen, and a fucking awesome adult, and the white man's fucking nightmare, an educated black man. That's what I'm raising my son to be.
But how can a woman raise a man?
What you mean? For that, then I am the queen of fucking England.
You actually could be if you really wanted to, because she just left. She's about to die, so they're gonna need a replacement soon.
Can I get everybody before you ask your question? I got a couple questions.
Yeah, it's not gonna take long. I think that you are trying to wrap your mind around why I'm not raising my son in the traditional context that you would see a normal child being raised. And that's because the world that we are used to is falling. If you've seen COVID and what it did, it
let me ask you this.
the world.
Let me ask you this. Can you walk me through a typical day for Jahumi? Like, what does he eat? How many times a day does he hygiene routine, stuff like that? Can you walk me through a typical day of that?
I'd rather not, because that's irrelevant. And if the standards of what he ate and his cleanliness was not up to par, then CPS would have took him after 4 or 5 investigations. I don't think that I owe strangers who I've engaged with on Bigo that explanation. And I think what's more important is what I stand for.
Well, I mean, it's a simple question. I mean, like, we all want to know, maybe to get some of us, like myself, off your back. I mean, like, how many times does Jahumi eat? I mean, that's not a crime. Like, if he eats 2 times a day, he eats 2 times a day. How many times does Jahumi eat?
What I'm trying to tell you, Black Velvet.
Somebody answer the question, Ace.
No, I'm gonna answer the question, Black Velvet. You can relax. I'm gonna answer the question. What I'm saying to you is that I don't count how many times he eats. He's very intelligent. Whenever he asks for food, he gets it. So how many times that is, Velvet, I don't know, because I'm more concerned with teaching. That's what my focus is.
Y'all heard that, right? Whenever he gets food, whenever he asks for food, he gets it. Does anybody remember the Pop-Tart situation? I'm gonna see if I can find it. Let me give some shout outs real quick. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to multitask. What's up? Welcome, favorite girl. If you still in here. Big O is back. Hey, Dice TV. Amira. How are you, mamas? And okay. Yep. He can't remember what lie they told. Exactly. He can't remember. He can't remember that lie. So he's going back and forth, retracting, and he's not answering questions, being very combative and withdrawn with information because it changes so much. Their lies change so much that it's now the person who orchestrates the lies is not there. Now what do you do? Let me see if I can find for you that video. Give me 1 second. Anybody wanna share their thoughts and come up? Ivy, do you want to share your thoughts on him making that statement?
I just want to say it's kind of interesting because, how they got caught up in probably the most unintelligent cult leader on the planet. Like he really wasn't as effective when you think about what he was attempting to start, because if you think about it in history, a lot of cult leaders did appoint the second in command so that when they, when he was gone, when they were gone, the narcissistic cult leader was gone, they had some people who were still able to carry on that legacy. But see, what the difference between somebody like True or Solar and some of these other people was that, that cult leader did empower them to be a voice for him, and he didn't abuse them like pet dogs. You know what I'm saying? These men are attempting to be an extension of Nature Boy's personality, and they really can't. Nobody's going to respect them when they watch them crawl on all fours online, so when they're trying to convey a message, it's going to fall on deaf ears every single time, because they were what Nature Boy even considered them to be, servants. So they're saying they like to gaslight the narrative and say, well, we were servants of God, so this is what you do. No, people are not going to fall for that, you know. So I just feel like it's fruitless what they're attempting to do to still continue this message. I really think it's fruitless because they're not seen as any kind of strong, mentally evolved people. So this is like a pet trying to convince people that their God is powerful. Nobody's gonna really buy into that.
Absolutely. Unfortunately I can't find that clip, y'all, because it was a part of a larger clip where I mean, for anyone who has been following these past couple of weeks or months, at one point he comes into the house, he's walking around, you know, exhorting his authority, and Jahumi, poor baby, he asked for a Pop-Tart, and True tells him no. Well, I think what happened? He asks Eligio for a Pop-Tart, which is very sad. You have to ask another man for a Pop-Tart while your father is right there. But he asked him for a Pop-Tart, because they were showing their cab. What is it called? The pantry, and True told him no, you can't have it. And Alicia said, why he can't have a Pop-Tart? He can have a Pop-Tart. He said, no, it's too much. It's artificial sugar, it's sweets. First of all, my question is, why is the Pop-Tart there if y'all are so concerned about artificial sweeteners? Secondly, Alicia says, no, no, no. And so Nature Boy looks at True, Ace, Aaron, whatever. And he says, no, he can have a Pop-Tart. Just like that. And so True gets the Pop-Tart to give to his child. Is that being a man? Is that raising your child to be a man? Will you allow another man to dictate what you give your own child to eat? You know what? Oh, well, Ivy, it's up to Ivy. Ivy, do you want to give Big O a wrench? You think he deserves it?
Oh, Big O, I'm sorry. I should have said hi to you, sweetheart. I didn't even know. Big O deserve. He deserve it. He deserve it.
He does. He does.
Treat it right. Treat it
You
right.
know what? No. Big O, you can get it the day you come up.
Oh yeah. Never had come up, never had said a word hi on come on now.
Okay. All right. I want to finish playing this since I can't find the other clip for you, and then we're going to read the effects of what the effects of being in a cult does to children. We're going to take a look at that.
If you ask for food, he gets it. If you ask for water, he gets it. It's that simple. Now, how many times is that, Velvet? I don't have a tracker.
Okay, so you can't walk us through a typical day of Jahumi. Like, he wakes up, he has outside time, 30 minutes in the morning. Like, those things are just not something you care to share with us, correct?
No, because
I mean, people want to know how many times a day does he have to kneel? Like, does he have to kneel every time Nature Boy walks into the room?
Yeah.
Okay, and is it a decided amount of time? Like, does he have to sit up for 10 minutes until Nature Boy gets through speaking and then he's allowed to get up?
It depends upon the situation. My son is strong. I think
so
that
at the longest point, if you had to say Jahumi had to kneel for Nature Boy, would it be the longest it's been is an hour? Is that
but you're not understanding. He's kneeling for his own discipline.
Okay, so is he disciplined for like an hour at a time, or is it longer depending on what the situation is?
No, he's underneath a discipline, meaning that that's his lifestyle. Like, there's no on and off. Like, I think you think that his discipline turns on and off, but everything that I train my son to do is discipline. It's like asking a soldier, when are you not disciplined? I was in the Army for 8 years. The discipline is all day, every day, because that's the lifestyle we chose.
Did he choose this lifestyle?
Of course.
Jahumi talk. Okay, so you won't walk us through the routine. He has to kneel. whenever Nature Boy walks into the room. So that can be up to 10 times a day, depending on what room in the house he's in.
Excuse me?
I said, so that could be up to 10 times a day, depending on what room Nature Boy is in, correct?
No, I don't keep track of it. I don't know.
Has he ever been to a playground?
Velvet, this is not about to turn into a Jahumi investigation, because you don't even have the authority to demand to ask.
I don't.
Well,
I'm just a person who watches.
This is what I'm saying to you,
I'm just
Velvet.
a person who watches. That's it.
Right. So what I'm saying to you, Velvet.
So we'll go to the next question. Go ahead, Locos.
Yeah. Let's go. Somebody gotta open it.
Me again. It's me again. My question is this.
Yeah.
How do you and Sheba assure that Jahumi does not see any sexual activity or somebody getting choked out?
Well, that's easy.
How
because
do you ensure that?
That's easy because what you think is going on and what's actually happened is two different things.
Okay, well, on Zoom, I saw an impromptu fellatio session in the backyard. Was Jahumi maybe in the kitchen or on the back porch?
What do you said? What now?
You heard me.
No,
I said it was an impromptu on Zoom. It was an impromptu fellatio session with all the ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Was Jahumi either on the back porch? Was he in the kitchen? Any of that?
I don't know. I don't know where he was at.
You know, so it's possibly he could have saw that.
Possibly.
Okay, that's all I want to know. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. I'm sorry it took so long, Logos. Thomas, can I ask you this? At any point, does Nature Boy walk around Jahumi naked? And are you okay with it?
No, that doesn't happen. Hit this last one, and then I'm gonna move on.
It's too hot.
Really wanted to know. I really just wanted to know what your motive was. I really wanted to know.
So they are trying to go on this campaign of proclaiming, you know, I don't even know if they call it the kingdom anymore. I don't even, it changes so much, but proclaiming their loyalty to Eligio, and he was not ready for the questions that came to him about his child. He prevented, you know, stopped himself from saying a lot. He wouldn't answer the questions directly or didn't answer them at all. But there were questions that he did answer and could be used against him. One of which is he doesn't know how often his child eats. Another one was that his child is meant to serve another man probably for the rest of his life, right? And that he chose this. The child chose this.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. The thing about it is when these people get caught up in these type of situations, everything they eat, breathe, and exist only for the words of what the narcissistic cult leader has implanted in them. So they kind of go through almost a circuit, like their circuits in their brain malfunction slightly when people ask them anything out of the doctrine, right? Because they don't, it's you know, people can ask them a simple life question and it's like, what? Because I mean, their talking points are regurgitated, their life is the way they live is regurgitated life. They just really can't function, their thoughts don't function out of what was implanted in them. So yes, he's raising his child according to what he feel that doctrine is. But if anybody asks them like, hey, how you know, do he go to a playground? Do he have friends? Like this, because this is really easy questions any normal person would ask if they're a parent, right? He don't really know how to answer that because his brain is telling him, what would Baba G say? What would Baba G want me to say? What would Babaji, require me to think in this situation? I want people to realize that it's scary. So, it's gonna be like that for a very, very long time. People like True are committed. He think about his first indoctrination. His first indoctrination was with the military. So he's not able to really think outside of his own functioning, of his own critical thought. And what's really, really, really intriguing with him is that he thinks he's the smartest person in every room he walk in, right? So when he's talking, he's only really just regurgitating Nature Boy's messages, but he feels like he's empowered by them because he feels like he's using it in a way where he can trip other people up. But what he really doesn't understand is that he has no clear understanding of what he really looks like. So he think I'm winning all of these talking points. And it's like, it's just really sad because you're like, no, you're not, baby. You're a robot. You're a robot. And you just don't sound right. And it's sad to watch.
And what's sad is if you call him a robot to his face, he would be proud of it. He says, yeah, he would say, yes, I am a robot to the most honorable, whatever they're calling him now.
Right.
Okay. So here we are. How are we how is this going to affect Jahumi now and in the future? Let's try and figure this out and piece this together. The ramifications of cults for children that are able to break away from cult life and commune they usually reside on. Life may entail complications others do not have. The emotional damage to children in the cult may differ depending on whether they suffered any abuse. However, seeing family members praying to, giving devotion, or worshiping the leader could harm them and impact their belief system. Without something other than the lead to place faith in, any standard relationship with those that have another religion may be harmed. Their outlook and knowledge of the spiritual and religious concepts may be impaired. If there is abuse involved, the psychological and emotional wounds may run deep. Years of therapy and counseling could become a necessity to recover from the internal profound injuries. Knowing how to treat others, what practices are needed with society, and how to live are all impacted negatively. The cult dynamics could lead the child to grow up acting differently. There could exist additional complications with forming relationships and retaining familial bonds. The harm a cult can do to a child is boundless, depending on the resilience and will of the boy or girl. However, breaking away could be the best thing he or she could accomplish in younger years. That's why it's important to get that child out. Long-lasting effects. When a child has been subjected to the actions and behavior of cults and members, these wounds often leave deep scars that last well into adulthood. Without proper treatment and therapy, the long-lasting effects could cause the individual to resent, have emotional complications, and to possess psychological problems that could induce certain conditions and impairments. The consequences of their parents joining a cult or the child being taken in by someone in the organization often lead to difficulty socializing, believing in anything, and trusting others. Without recovery options available, these deep-seated issues fester and may harm the adult once a part of a cult. It is possible he or she may join a cult later to satisfy the need that has been left after leaving. This is the point that I've been trying to make for a while, probably to the people that I talk to about this. I may have done a video prior to, I don't remember, mentioning this. But you're going to see, matter of fact, I did a video. What he is doing. And it's unfortunate, but Jahumi is scarred for life in ways we can't imagine. Unfortunately, Velvet's children are scarred for life in ways we can't imagine. ways we will never understand unless we ourselves have been in a situation similar to or like this. This document I'm reading right now on this site, Children Affected by Cults, right? The document right here. This is a breeding ground. This cult being on social media and the children there it has created a new generation of cult leaders or followers. If you remember, Eligio mentions that he used to listen to and watch Malachi Z. York, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. What's the other guy's name? Jim Jones, whatever his name is, and of several others. And he took psychology to help further the breakdown that he was going to inflict on others and that had been inflicted on him. So don't be surprised when you see Jahumi 10, 15 years from now with these same or similar ideologies, or who can't function in the world and becomes someone on the fringe of society, breaking rules, laws, hurting people. But as this article also states, the sooner they get out, the better. Ivy, you want to add?
I mean, I'm grateful that you are reading this. It really brings to light, what the ramifications are. I mean, my experience don't go to cults. My experience is with narcissists, but at the same time, and I said this on every single one of time I come up there, that every narcissist has a potential to have a cult, and every cult leader is a narcissist, right? And so when you think about the narcissistic abuse and how it expands to every single member of that functioning family, whether it's a cult or internal, external family members, it does leave a scar to everyone that the narcissist is involved in. So the children of these narcissists, or the extended children of any member, does suffer from a longing of loss, feeling disenfranchised, having these very impassioned dreams and a pain of being connected to the members of those family members. So you have what you call the scapegoat, who ends up leaving the family structure and trying to find their way in the world, having stunted growth and don't know how to drive, don't know how to get a bank account, don't know how to socialize with other people, because everything was within that family structure or that narcissistic cult. And so now they have to find their way in the world, but nothing makes up for the loss that they feel in that family structure. So yes, they either become really huge people pleasers, because to replace that longing, or they end up in a very similar structure, whether it be a cult or with a narcissist or whatever, to make up for that immense loss. So unless they get therapy, it's highly likely they will end up in a situation very similar to that. You're absolutely right. That whole article, I'm 100% with. Absolutely.
I mean, we could go days and days with the amount of information that's out there, you guys. I hope you all take time to do some research outside of this. I'm reading something right here in the Daily Beast right now, where it talks about what is this? No, I'm not doing that. Where it talks about the different types of cults cause different types of traumas. And so we know that the cult that we see today from of the cult of carbonation would be considered a sex cult. And regardless of what Aaron made the statement, he says no, he does not walk around naked, and we know that's not true. We've heard it from Eligio's own mouth that he refuses to put clothes on for other children, for children outside of his own. He's not putting clothes on for anyone's child. So when you come, you better expect him to be naked. We've heard Velvet say the point when they had to do all of these sexual acts. I forget what they went to Puerto Rico. I think it was when they first went to Puerto Rico. They all had to commit, or one of the islands, all had to commit sexual acts on one another, all him and all the women. And she admitted that the children were present. Now, the woman on Bigo, one of the callers, said 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, the child should be taken out of the home. But is the damage already done? I want to see what you guys think in the chat. What do you think? Is the damage already done?
How old is enlighten me? How old is Ja?
Oh, I think he's a little bit older than what's her name? Velvet's child. Can you give me 1 second and hang out with the chat, please?
Sure. I don't know if it's my device, but did anybody answer the age question? I don't see any. Am I frozen? It might be me. Oops. Somebody tell me if I'm frozen before I jump down. Oh, he's 3? Okay. Thank you. I think there is still hope for him right now, but the older he gets, it's going to be harder to break the programming. I truly believe that too, favorite girl. Absolutely. Yeah, because there's still he's still developing mentally. His brain is still developing, and the um the earlier the better. I mean, 2 to 5 years old is where they're developing their personality. So we want to be very careful about when and if whatever he's absorbing right now is something that he's going, he is resonating with him, and it can likely develop into some type of personality disorder down the road. So now is crucial. Put a 1 in the chat if anybody hear me or not. Put a 1 in the chat. Oh, you hear me, favorite girl? Okay. I think Real is doing something right now. She'll be back. But yeah, so with the functioning, they are not going to teach him how to read or write. He's going to be a servant. Right. Thank you, peaceful spirit. Yes. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. So everything he's learning, I mean, they might teach him some simple math and arithmetic, but his playtime is serving. That's his playtime. That's his downtime. Y'all seen him sitting on his knees, right? This is the beginning. And it's unfortunate that he has a leader, or not a leader, but a father in True who's going to, who's going to help him with that indoctrination. True was in the military. So True does not see anything wrong with strict discipline at all. I mean, I don't think if anybody remember a lot of people who was coming out about Nature Boy prior to him getting arrested and who was just speaking about him online, they would say that True was militant and he was hard on them. Remember Mama Knowledge? She said that he was kind of like militant. A lot of people spoke about True being militant. So why would he not extend that to his own child? So we got to be careful about that, right? Only number he's going to.
Thank you. I was listening. I'm so sorry. There's a lot going on today.
Only number he's going to know is 333. I'm done. That's
it. I hope not. I hope not.
That's funny.
Okay. So y'all, that is the breakdown. Thank you, Ivy, for holding me down.
No problem.
That is the breakdown, y'all. That is what's happening. Is there? I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. I have maybe one more clip in it. It was when Velvet was expressing, her whether or not he should be around children and how she felt. But I mean, we've seen it before. We've heard it before. I think at this point, the concern is. What'd you say, Ivy?
No. I'm sorry. That's, you probably hear me typing, girl. I'm multitasking. Go ahead. Let me.
The concern is, what now? What's next for Jahumi, and in what way can we be of service to him, right? And or finding people who can be of service to him in the most positive way. I've tried to find Jahumi's, what's his name? True family to see, because what can also happen is their family members can come out and petition the court for custody, right?
They should. I don't see why they wouldn't. But you know what happens with families who's involved, the extended families who has family members who go into cults, they get really desensitized. You got to realize they spent years trying to really convince them to come back. Mm-hmm. And after a while, people say, well, you know what, that's what they want. I don't care no more. Like, whatever. When she comes, if she ever comes back, that's fine. But I'm not going to make an effort into convincing them to come back. So family gets really, really desensitized to it and then kind of back away. And it's so sad because family will be the first to do that before strangers. Strangers are, have that little hope that these people will come through and see better for themselves. And it's not always the case. The psychological damage to some of these members might be permanent. I want people to realize that. Not all of them is going to have that awakening moment and be like, what the hell happened to me? How I get involved in this? They won't have that realization for some of them. So it's a small percentage who will wake up, and the rest will be really stuck and stagnated in where they are right now for many, many years to come. The reason why it's important to get Jahumi out of this, not just because it's going to damage him psychologically or it's going to have an impact on his personality. It's also because Nature Boy is a sex cult leader, narcissistic sex cult leader. And let me tell you something about these narcissists who are embedded in the flesh, embedded in their sexual deviancy. No child is safe around these people. Nobody's child is safe around these people. I need people to really, really understand that. If any given time, he had this thought or this inkling or an itch to touch one of these children, I'm sorry, it just is. There's nobody who will stop them. They all servants, right? So not even True would be man enough to say, no, you can't go in the room with the chief. If the chief calls him in there and say, come talk to me, come play with me. This is how sick and deviant it gets. I need people to do a little research on cults. Nobody stops these cult leaders from, doing the just unspeakable acts towards these children. And so he has sexual perversions, he has sexual demons. And I really think it was just the grace of God and the spirits or whatever aligned, and universal spirits aligned, that no young girls were born. I mean, of course he had daughters, but no young girls stayed within his camp, because no young girl definitely would have been safe around this man.
So if you remember, there was a woman named Stephanie. I think they called her what was Seven. The name they gave her was Seven. And it was a lot of, now that I think about it, it's quite a few Stephanies, I think maybe 2 or 3. And this female Seven, she had 2 daughters. One of them in one clip was sitting on Eligio's lap. And she allowed this child who belonged to another man, who was the child of another man, to sit on Eligio's lap. And we all know about his past and his situation and what he stands for. And she wasn't even there long. She wasn't following him that long. So imagine these people who have been conditioned day in and day out, every single day, for the past 3 and 4 years. They would allow him to do anything. Susan said, favorite girl says, True would facilitate it. That's my opinion. Oh, probably. I mean, I wouldn't imagine anything different. In an interview, a lady asked True, what does the baby do in a day? Yeah, I just played that. Yep. True wouldn't answer the question. He said that the question is not important. Absolutely. Yes. He can't answer the question because he knows. And that's how you know there's a level of embarrassment or a level of fear for what they are doing, which tells you that he's not all the way programmed.
That's the truth.
I just thought about that.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. But you also have to realize that any member in any any member in any cult structure across the world, any even narcissistic relationship, realize that they will lie. They will lie if it means protecting the leader. So even if they wholeheartedly believe that everything that they are doing is for the betterment of the children in the camp or wherever, if it means that exposing it to people will kind of compromise the leader, they won't say it. So he can still definitely be programmed, but is very careful about some of the words that he used that will kind of incriminate not just himself, Nature Boy, because like you said, he'll give his right hand, and he would. Most of them at the point that they're in right now will go down with no regret at all. If they get pulled away and sent off to jail right along with Nature Boy, if they feel it's for a purpose, it's for him, it's for what they really truly believe, their Messiah. I have to realize they really truly believe that he's their Messiah.
That's right. That's right. Y'all, I'm gonna open up the lines one more time before we go. I would love to hear y'all thoughts. Y'all know how I am. Thank you for coming by, Sweet Ma. We need to talk, Sweet Ma. So if you can message me. Let me see. Peace. Sheba said, welcome, Donna. Sheba said they call Baby Jah True now. I don't even know the significance of that, but I'm sure it's something sick behind it. All right, you guys, come on up. Anyone is welcome to come up, and say how they feel. Speak your piece. I will see one thing I wanted to do, but I probably have to do it on YouTube itself. I was going to have the platform open all day to see if anybody wanted to come, if any of the members wanted to come and speak, but they're not coming on YouTube. They're only circling Bigo. I wonder why. What's up, Angela? How are you?
Hey, Angela.
Hey, how are y'all?
What's been up?
Nothing, man. I just been all over Miko, Bigo, everything, just getting information. And I just want to get one thing straight because
Yes.
people think it was Eligio that was molested as a child. No, he is the person that was doing the molesting.
Whoa.
Yes, he is the one that was doing the molesting. So he tells this story, oh, it was done to him, and people get that low level of feeling sorry for him because he was molested and this is why he's doing it. No, he's always been a demon. And then second, I hate when they say, oh, he's the Messiah of the African American people. Who elected y'all to speak for us? Nobody. He ain't our God. The hell out of here.
That's right.
Who did these bobbleheads to speak for us?
So
not a single.
Angela, I'm getting stuff coming in. So Sweet Mind just gave me the link to the little girl who was there. She's telling me that the video is available. If somebody can pull it up and send it to my email, my Gmail, it is forthecause.u@gmail.com, for FOR the THE cause CAUSE dot or period YOU@gmail.com, and I'm gonna put it up on here because they're getting paid to be on Bigo. Oh, so Angela, are people donating to them on Bigo?
Yeah. And then anytime you don't agree with them, they're just going to cut you off. Anytime you put anything in the comments, they're going to block you. So the only people that are over there on Bigo are people that agree with them.
Yeah, Peaceful says Jai's being groomed. So my question is, based on what we see that is happening, the little bit that we see that is happening to Jai, what we know about victims who victims of sexual assault or abuse, Eligio, what we know about Eligio's history, is it too late? Is it too late for Jai?
I don't think that it's too late for Jai because the ages of 1 through 5 is when they're learning the most. He's only 2. If he gets out of there, at least by the time he turns 3 or 4, I think that a lot can be turned around. And that's sad because I have a 5-year-old son myself. And I would never, even when I'm watching any of this, I do not allow my son to be around. I don't have it up loud enough that he can even hear it.
Right.
Because I don't want my son corrupted by these demons. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. And then for him to really say that he raising his son to be a servant for nature boy kids, boy, get out of here. It's just the whole thing is actually so ridiculous. Because if they really think that when they start giving that time, do they really think that he not gonna throw them under the bus?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, absolutely. Why do you think there's a video of why do you think there's a video of Aaron True admitting to something, to harming his siblings or his family members, and there's been talk that the family member said that it's not true. And so he had to clear it up and say, oh no, I thought about doing it, I imagined it in my mind.
Yeah, I think he gives them a storyline when they get there, like to accuse their family, and I think that that's so that the family won't have any interest in being there for them whenever they want to leave.
Oh, here it go. Oh my goodness. Oh my sweet ma, you got it. Oh my God. Look at that, y'all. Just when I was talking about it, she posted this yesterday. I want to, Ivy, do you want to say something before I play this video? Uh-oh, I think Ivy's busy. All right,
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, I want to make a point that somebody said something very interesting, which is the first thing that I thought about when about what True said, and that's Miss Leo. You know, she said that True said that to please Nature Boy and so that he can stay. When the narcissist is trying to do a confession, they are part of the narcissistic cult leader. Narcissistic cult leaders is to there's a strategy to indoctrination. It don't even have to be. It don't even have to be a cult. What the narcissist will have you do first when they after they love bomb you and love bomb you and romance you is you have to confess something. They all do it. It's part of that structure. Tell me your deepest secret. Tell me tell me what you did in your past. Tell me something dark and dirty. They all do it. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist and they're pillow talking, they'll tell you something that they did so that you can open up and tell them something about yourself. And if you start to say, well, I really didn't do anything that I can recall that was so bad, they'll try to make you feel like you're lying or you're not worthy of their trust because you're holding something back. So a lot of people, if they're big people pleasers, which a lot of these people are when they went over there, possibly codependent, it said, okay, let me make something up because then this would get him to trust me. They're big people pleasers. They want to please him. They're idolizing him. They're worshiping him. And they'll say just about anything. So it could have been scripted, but in the likelihood that it is not, some of them possibly lied about some of the things that they did before meeting him. I'm just pointing that out.
Okay, I'm gonna play this clip real quick. Thank you, Sweet Ma. If y'all are in the chat and you want to see this video, if you're watching this on a replay and you want to see this video, I'm getting this from Sweet Ma for Life. Please go check out this video with Nature Boy talking to, look at how he's looking at this little girl. And this will get you an insight, even though this is someone else. This is not True. This is Nature Boy. But remember, this is their leader. So they follow and mimic the teachings and the behaviors of this individual. And then look at Nature Boy's demeanor, his behavior when it comes to this little girl that is not biologically his. We know how he feels about children who are not biologically his. Just watch this. I'm gonna see how much she got of it.
You're so pretty. I love you. I love you too. I love myself. I love myself. You could be my daughter. She always talks about you. Really? Yeah. She's beautiful. She always talks about you. She needs to be protected. Nature Boy. Hey, baby. How you feeling?
Do you see how he looks at this little girl? It's not normal. He wanted the mother to come. The mother came with this little girl and left her other child with her mother. This was very disturbing. Very disturbing. Then, shortly after, we did see the favoritism he played between her and Velvet.
And I believe Velvet left at that time. She did end up coming back, but again, like I said, if you guys are interested in checking out the past, you can. And if you look at this next video here, Velvet had left.
I embrace the new. I embrace the new.
I see Malia, Zoka, Bambi, Seven, Joy, Aya, Fufu, and Nev. Oh, I forgot Chief's part-time pussy, Sheba.
I surrender to my universe. I surrender to my universe. I feel
Where the hell is Velvet Aliana Selena? Just asking for a friend.
amazing. I overcome my obstacles.
So that was just a little piece of it. And as you can see, there goes Jahumi right there, baby Jah. Throughout all of this foolishness. If you remember when Velvet was getting abused by Eligio, the baby was in her hand most of the time when the abuse was going down. So you think if he can do that in front of his child, do you truly think he's not going to do it in front of someone else's child that he considers to be his servant? Come on, y'all. Make it make sense. I need y'all to really process this, because if this woman in the video with Black Velvet, if what she's saying is true, 2 weeks time, that means there is evidence. What evidence? What could she possibly have that we haven't already seen? Or is it testimony? I just realized that Angela dropped down.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it either.
I didn't even realize that. Angela, if you are still in here, you can come back up. Unless you're busy. And then I'll give you a pass. But I wanted to finish hearing what you were saying. Okay, I'm gonna read some of these comments. I agree, because by law he will have to go to school, but see, certain, I don't know if it's the same in wherever they end up by that time if they're still together. But I know in my state you don't have to go to school until about 7. Or be home. You can be homeschooled. The Marie, welcome. Marie says Velvet had who's that? Velvet had her baby first, then she okay. Enjoy. Sunny went home because she wouldn't let that's right. She wouldn't let Nature Boy have sex with her, so they voted Sunny out. I remember that, and that was very heartbreaking to see. He said that he done it to. Okay, that's what you read, Ivy, right?
Yeah.
He does this so they are all like him. He turned them out so he isn't the only gay. Absolutely. I think, again, he's making them kiss each other. We know that Jahumi is in the room because we can hear noises that children make. Just natural noises, or when something drops, or him talking. Well, he used to do more of that. Now you can tell he's starting to become more and more trained. Welcome, Peaceful Spirit. Scientologists do that to their members. Oh, I believe it. Absolutely. True and Sheba need to leave, but they won't. They all acting like they in mourning, dressed in black, holding up threes, and yeah. How long do you think that's going to last? Thank you again, sweet Ma. Thank you. How long do you think that's going to last, you guys? So there you have it. There you have it. I welcomed everyone up. If you did not get a chance to speak and you wanted to speak, I go live as much as I possibly can. It's okay, Angela. She said I had to get gas. Miss Leo, you can be homeschooled. However, you still have to register. That's right. Yep. You still have to register. Yep. Ivy.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do
it's
we
just
go ahead?
Go ahead. No, ask the question, please, before I just ramble on aimlessly.
Ivy. Where do we go from here? Where does Baby Jah go from here? Where the woman who said they have 2 weeks? What happens if he's still there after the 2 weeks?
I mean, when she said it, I was like, wow, she's cashing in a heavy check, because we don't know. Even if you know with some type of confidence, you can't, don't place a bet, right? Because there's always that underlining, 10% possibility of things changing against your favor, right? And then you strengthen their resolve, you strengthen their belief when you do things like that. You understand? If you say stuff like, oh, you're gonna get, they're gonna rain down on you and tomorrow, and then nothing comes, they laugh, they feel it's part of the lining of the stars. They get heavy down into the doctrine and say, see, our Messiah told us that, these people are just hating on us. So the more and more people who come at them, the more it makes them, it strengthens their resolve, it strengthen their relationships, friendships within the camp. It makes it more and more harder for them to start to see themselves clearly and separate, right? When you leave people at their own devices. I said this before when I came up on your show months ago before the arrest. I told you, I said to your audience, I said, leave them to their own devices. The way the narcissist is set up, he destroys himself. What did he do? What did Nature Boy do? Destroy himself, right? There's absolutely nothing nobody can do besides what is actually happening now. Let's be confident in the strength of the ex-members, such as Velvets and Natiris, who stood up and then who had the strength to speak out, and now it's going to give everyone else the confidence to come forward, and then we'll watch it as it play out. And yet, the only thing I could see possibly happening for Ja is this. His parents end up having to be taken away for their own actions in some of the things that they did, right? And then he will end up going to a loving family anyway. Either way, what's to come is not going to make anybody comfortable. They're not going to be comfortable in the next few months. I'll cash that check, whether it's with or without Nature Boy, they're not going to be comfortable. They're not. They depend on him wholeheartedly for their emotional functioning, their financial functioning, their mental governing. Everything about Nature Boy is what they rely on. And the longer and longer it takes for him to come back to them, the harder it's going to be for them. And then the changes will be made anyway, and it will benefit Jahumi no matter what. Okay, so let's just hope those changes come.
Ivy, every time I go to get off, I see something new. Do y'all want me to start a new live? I'm hearing that Nancy Grace is now on the scene. I think somebody else said it earlier, but I'm seeing more and more videos of this. Do y'all want me to end the live, start a new one later? What do y'all want me to do? Are y'all pooped out?
Is that Nancy doing something now? Is she live on the scene now? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know if she's live on the scene now. I'm about to click it and see what's going on.
Well, tell me what you want to do, boo.
Is that Jazzy G who used to be? Oh Lord, yo, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is going on. You know what?
And I also want to say shout out to Sweet Mom for that video with the robotic commentary. That was funny. I chuckled a little bit. Yes. I like that.
More Bear said, "Keep going." You must have just came in, More Bear.
More Bear.
She said, "Oh, Angela says they all going down."
That's that criminal reporter, right?
Yes.
I knew it sounded familiar. Yeah, she will bury him if that's the case, because her objective is not to find her objective is not to find any truth in what he say. It's to bury them. It's to bury them. That's her objective.
All right. Apparently, it's an article, Crime Online. Let me see if I can go Google it. You know she don't play. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. She don't play. If she is somehow going to be a part of covering this, it's really the end.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Cult leader who calls himself 3 God. 23 hours. Let me see if this is it. Oh, it's on her podcast. Okay. So I'm gonna share it with y'all. No thanks. Let me share it. Yes, she will. She has the resources. Yes,
that's
sweet
right.
Mom, yes.
Yes, the resources. She have a team of people who will dig up everything, honey. I'm talking about all the information regarding PPP loan. She will get it. There will be no stone unturned.
This can get really bad. I mean, really good. But
I'm about to say, change your language, boo.
let me clarify that.
Right.
A cult leader who calls himself the 3 God, arrested for the R word, false imprisonment, and this is on Crime Online. Can y'all see that? Are y'all seeing what I see? Get rid of this. I don't know what this is. Yeah, it's sharing. Okay. The leader of a cult that has reportedly been tossed from 3 Central American countries was arrested in Georgia last week and charged with the R word, false imprisonment, and transmitting sexually explicit images without the consent of the depicted person. Eligio Bishop, 37. They changed his. You know what? I don't even want to read this anymore.
Why?
Listen. Type 1 in the chat if you know why I don't want to read this anymore. Ivy, look at this.
What did they? Okay, so what happened? What I missed?
They called this man 37.
Okay, turn it all off. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This is not. I don't know what this is. Is this internetcast.com crime call? Who is this again? Wait. This can't be. Who is this? Okay, no, this is not them. Let me stop sharing. Let me find. I gotta find Nancy Grace. This is the
well,
daily.
We could have gave them a little break.
If you call this man 37 at this point, I cannot give you a break. I cannot.
You think that everything beyond that might be false information? Okay. Correct. I understand. Writer's perspective.
Let's see. Does Nancy Grace have a website? Nancy Grace doesn't regret a goddamn though, Lord. She's in her own drama. So I'm going. I think she did a podcast on it, and that is what people are showing. Let me click on this one on YouTube. Jazzy had it. I was trying to find the direct source, but we're gonna have to deal with it this way. All right. And see, look how easy it is, y'all, to decipher, to do research, to throw away what you don't want, and find more resources, find more sources. Okay, which one do I want? I'm sad too, sweet mom. Is this the one? Okay. All right, here we go. Shout out to, what was the channel holder's name again? I think this is the old Jay-Z. I don't know. Somebody let me know. Shout out to, where is the channel? What is information? Oh, there we go. Jay-Z Reloaded the Asylum. I think, yep, that's Jay-Z G. Yep. Look at this, y'all. She's showing the information. And I'm going to try and pause it so I can read it for y'all. Okay. Up. They pulled it from the same document, from the same place, because there it goes again, 37 years old. I'm going to just read it. The leader of the cult that has reportedly been tossed, blah, 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 blah. Eligio Bishop, incorrect age, reportedly calls himself God and was known as Nature Boy while in Costa Rica late last year. Come on. In Georgia, Delgado County police launched an investigation on March 30th and executed search and arrest warrants last Wednesday, taking Bishop into custody in an upscale neighborhood just outside Decatur. WXIA reported the blank and false imprisonment charges stem from an incident on March 24th, according to arrest warrants obtained by the Atlanta television station. He appeared in court on Friday, where a judge ordered a bond hearing to be held later on. The station said that earlier, I don't even, what is this word supposed to say? The station said that earlier iterations, Bishop's group focused on nudism and sexual themes, but more recent social media offerings appear to focus on Black liberation and his own messianism. Bishop is referred to the God. This is why I didn't want to go to this article, y'all. Bishop is referred to the God on those accounts, and posts on his Instagram account since his arrest have shared a hashtag for Free the God and speculating that he may be more powerful when he is released from jail. Anybody got a better source? Is that it?
So is this on Nancy's Nancy
Grace's
email? I mean, not email.
No,
I'm sorry.
Somebody's reading this
website.
Somebody's reading I guess this information was taken from a podcast. Her podcast. Somebody took it from her podcast and created an article.
Okay.
And that's why I cannot. Followers posted articles are typically like somebody who works for a magazine, online magazine, it could be a platform, and they get paid to write, to come up with what do you call it, stories, and write about them.
So it could be a blogger who posted an article on her website.
It could be a blogger who posted an article about her podcast, about that particular podcast. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Followers posted videos on a different Instagram account after his arrest that included a phone call with their leader. I know that I've scared a lot of people, he said. Truly, I'm a sweet person. He also claimed to be misunderstood and said he was only trying to help people. They want to crucify me. They want me dead. There's a hate that surrounds me. You can feel it, just like any other prophet. Only me. I'm the return of the Christ. He works so his Facebook page says he works at Messiah in the kingdom of. There's no inside scoop right now, y'all. Based on what I'm reading. Okay, is there more? This is moving a little too slow. Maybe I need to stop pausing it. The Star reported. The Star reported that Bishop allegedly requires cult members to surrender all their money, credit cards, bank account. This is stuff that we already know. Bishop, an American citizen, reportedly turned the incident into a promotional video. Yes, he did. I told y'all. The group has also been thrown out of Nicaragua and Panama. It's not clear what name the group goes by now, but it has been known in the past as melanation and carbonation, and they forgot Ethereans.
Well, keep in mind they're not going to know, they're not going to be as advanced in your knowledge of this group of these people, right? The point is, the word is coming out, right? And then once the buzz is out, then you'll have the researchers who come in behind these specific um I would call them celebrities or whoever, somebody like Nancy, or even a newscasting station who will kind of touch vaguely on the topic enough to get people to be aware of it. And then you have the researchers who work in the back end, and then they start to dig more. And then as time goes on, their understanding of that of him or his cult become a little bit more advanced. So you'll start to hear more and more information that you already know come out, right? The point is, it's moving in a way that it's going to be very detrimental to their whole cult, because one thing, and me and you spoke about this offline, that the one thing that Eligio does not have in common with these other cult leaders or cults is this: their stuff wasn't sensationalized online, and so now that it is, and we're watching it in front view, it is it's important for these what you call it law enforcement to do something about it, because it's dangerous. It's dangerous. So they are going to work to keep him locked up. And all these other cult leaders, they were out for 20, 30 years because everything was quiet, everything is hushed. Understand, the cult, the whole structure of the cult is called the big secret. It's the big secret. It's like everything is a secret. The functioning of the women's roles are secret. The functioning of the cult leader role is a secret. The functioning of the men's roles are secret. They function because of the secrets within his cult. Nature Boy had no secrets. He buried himself. He buried himself.
That is 100% correct. Y'all, I'm wrapping it up. I've been putting off my website for probably a week and a half now. I'm gonna work on my website. Please subscribe to my channel, 15 Steps to Find my channel, Real Talk TV. Go to my book, 15 Steps to Find the Love, A Woman's Journey. That is my book. You can get it on Amazon. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video with as many people as you possibly can. And if you are checking this out on the replay, make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment below. Thank you so much for everybody who I used a video from, which was a lot of people today. Thank you guys for continuing to spread the word. To anyone who was in the comments sharing your thoughts, thank you, Sweet Ma, for not only sharing your thoughts, but your video as well, and your insight. More Beer, we love you. Angela, thank you for coming up. Everybody, peaceful spirit, everybody who was who came up earlier today, continue to talk, y'all. Continue to make noise. I think we all played a role in this some way, somehow, some more than others, and hopefully some family members will start to maybe we put a battery pack in the family members as well. That is the goal. And let's all have a short moment of silence for the Jah's ability to leave that place. We're going to put it in the universe. For those who pray, please pray for him for the next couple of seconds, and then we're going to roll out. All right, y'all. Thank you, Ivy.
Anytime. Have a good one.
All right.